day 260. Well, milestone day. Got off to Argos. Again. Should be open this time. After we got back, settled down for the night last night, you managed to find a good article on that hotel.
Yes, actually it was in Der Spiegel, the German newspaper.
Der Spiegel?
Yes, published in 1984, and it just kind of highlighted everything that happened. So the beach, basically, the nudist beach was stormed by religious groups.
It was literally stormed though, wasn't it?
Yeah, by boat.
Yeah.
By boat. And it was the Archbishop who had put old grannies in front and egged them on to do it. And all the hotel was incredibly popular with German tourists. And so they stopped coming. The hotel went out of business. But that closing and that storming of that beach did inspire and start a new movement in Greece, where the tourism minister at the time said that we basically can't have that, it's too damaging for our economy. It was something like Greece lost 300 million euros worth that year or something.
Yeah.
And he was in talks with the church to try and get them to stop storming nudist beaches and stop, being so against it. Didn't really work. So then the Prime Minister or President, I'm not sure which one Greece has at the moment, he stepped in and went and spoke to the head of the Greek Orthodox Church. And basically after that meeting, the head of the Orthodox Church came out, spoke to his subordinates and said, this is what's going to happen. If you don't agree with it, you're going into early retirement. Since then there's lots and lots of nudist beaches and hotels and resorts and stuff around Greece, but that one still hasn't, it just never went back into business.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, you'd think because it's got that history and it changed the law. Well, not the law, but again, I think maybe because that was the first nudist hotel.
Yeah.
That had the monopoly on it.
Yeah.
Nudists want to go to Greece. Yeah. Now here's their opportunity to be doing what they're doing it.
Yeah.
But then if it changed so that they can be anywhere.
Yeah.
They've lost that monopoly. So yeah, just a little update. We do some research. And now we're off to Argos.
Yes. That'll be fun. Let's go. We're already going.
Already going. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Definitely part of a bathhouse.
Yeah.
Because they had the heated floors, and for that what they had was they'd have water, just like a fire over there.
Yeah.
Which heated up water and then it went through channels under the floor.
Oh, okay.
And then you'd have a small pool at one end of the room.
Yeah.
Which would be colder. So you could steam yourself.
And then just cool down.
And then cool down in the pool.
Oh, that's cool.
Or the pool might also be heated.
Maybe. So I think we can safely say, because there's pillars all over the place and some older rock, but then there's this clearly newer rock, that they started off as a Greek bathhouse.
Did the Greeks have bathhouses though? I thought that was a Roman thing.
Well, it was a... not sure.
You know? It was definitely a Greek building.
Yeah, okay. It's all very interesting. We need to find an information.
I know, but there's one up there.
Oh yes, okay.
There aren't very many around, which is a shame.
No. So that's what it looked like.
In 100 AD.
And that's how it looks now. Bit of disrepair.
Yeah, so that was the
bathhouse. No, so I'd say, that's obviously Greek. And then the Romans have come in and built around that. Because look, there's no walls or anything.
That's true, in the middle.
There's another information board. Okay. No, so I don't know, because Odeon, that's what I know, is a cinema.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look.
This just a
This is a little
theatre.
theatre, yeah. We're on the stage, Freya.
Ta-da! To be or not to be?
To be or no? What the hell are you talking about? Trust me, it'll catch on. So
You'll
this
know
is
one day.
So this is the stage
Yes.
of the Odeon.
Yes.
Oh, very good. That's probably where people get in and out of the seats.
Yeah.
Either side, and these are the seats. It's not as impressive as the big one over there.
No. The steps are so tiny. Look at them.
Maybe they're for children.
There's a the trainer there.
Yeah, left by
An actor.
An Actorius Maximus. So, I'm going to summarise that, which is a lot of English words I don't understand. So, in the 5th century, this is one of the oldest theatres in the world.
Okay.
Built in the one of the oldest theatres in the world, built in the 5th century BC, and it was rectangular.
Yes.
Built by the Greeks. Then, at the end of the 1st century, when the Romans were here, they built a roof over it, which turns it from a theatre into an Odeon. That's the difference, from what I could tell from that. And they made it semicircular. And basically it was used for musical musical and theatrical events, as well as for some meetings. And because this was roofed, it was enclosed, it had better acoustics than the amphitheatre next door. Which I assume, from judging from this, and this was built first. And I'm gonna hedge my bets now that was built after they put a roof on this, or they put a roof on that because they had the bigger amphitheatre. But we shall see. But before we get to the amphitheatre, we've got to go see this Temple of Aphrodite.
Yes.
Which should be pretty sexy.
There, I think.
Yeah.
I see an information board.
Oh, it's all here, look. Oh, yeah.
How we get to it.
So we need to get there. Yeah.
Look at how far out that goes.
Yeah. So we're here.
Yeah.
That's the Odeon.
Yeah.
That's the bathhouse.
Yep.
The van is about here.
I think it's further down.
You reckon?
Yeah. Because.
Oh yeah, I suppose the road's there, isn't it?
Yeah. So the road's there, and goes down this way. So we're like out
right
here,
there,
out that bit.
So this was a sanctuary to Athena, not Athena, Aphrodite, goddess of love. 7th century BC, and was used until the 5th century AD, when the Christians rolled in and tore it down.
Yeah.
Because heathens, religion of peace. I mean, you can still see where the statue would have been in the middle, and you see where the pillars are, and it looks like it had water. Then it mentions a lot of things on here, like several porous bases. Now there's channels, which I'm going to assume are for water. So maybe that's what a porous base is, like water flowing through.
Maybe. You can look in this one. You can see the stairs.
Oh, to the
going
upper
up to the,
upper part of the theatre, yeah. So that's where the statue would be in the middle. These are the pillars, and these are the pillars.
Yeah.
And then there would have been a theatre there. So it's an interesting site here because there's quite a lot. There's more here than I think either of us thought there would be.
Yeah.
I think we just thought this would be the theatre, and it's good. Like the condition everything's in, and the information they give you on the boards is enough that you can read and be, oh yeah, there.
Yeah, you can visualise it.
Yeah. So we know that we're currently on the stage, and then the orchestra would have been. Well, that's called the orchestra.
Yeah.
Which is maybe where the name comes from.
That's what I mean. That's something I've learned today.
Yeah. And that's where they sat. And the information boards so good you could point it out. But like you say, it's like we're having to tread down long grass in places.
Yeah.
The footpaths aren't very well maintained. And the mosaic we saw in the bathhouse was just had dirt coming over it again.
Yeah.
So they're not maintaining it.
Grass growing out of it and stuff like that. So that's a shame.
But then they're only charging €3 entry. And that's just a fixed rate. That's not off season because it's quiet or whatever.
No.
Although it is quiet again.
It's amazing. We're the only ones
we're
here.
kind of really glad we got stuck in Greece during the lockdown, because now we're here and there are no tourists. And they've also just extended the ban on UK tourists coming in. So we might need to get a sign for the van saying we've been here since March.
Yeah. We're not breaking any rules.
Or
just pretend to be South African.
Or pretend to be South African.
How's your South African accent?
I can't do one. So now it's time for the piece of resistance.
Piece what?
Pièce de résistance.
Okay.
Piece of resistance. I know that's not what it means, but I mean, because you can see this from the road, and we've already walked up to it, we've already seen it. But the ancient theatre of Argos. Ancient theatre of Argos. I'll cut that. Would you like to take to the stage, madam?
Oh, thank you very much.
Your audience is waiting.
You have to make the clapping noise.
Everybody stood up and clapped.
Yeah. All of one person.
So now in front of all these people,
Yes.
you travel back in time
Yes.
and show them
How terrible I sing.
the Macarena.
I think I'd rather the ketchup song.
Or you could at least floss.
No, I'm not gonna flop.
You know, you've come to an ancient theatre. You've got it all to yourself. That's a long way down. That's where they push you if you're rubbish.
Ooh,
Push you down there.
oh, that moved.
Excuse me, sir, that's my seat. Yes, you check my ticket, yes. Thank you. Dance. Excellent. Let's go to the top of the amphitheatre, he says. I think there's a path up here. Oh my word. I am so unfit. 2 months of lockdown does to you. I mean, we had no excuse. We had a private beach to do exercise in every day. Just couldn't be bothered. Very sensible, she stopped down there. But this is quite a view. You see the sea over there. Ah, so you can actually see the fortress of Nafpili over there. I do wonder when if you were sat up here, or even this isn't even the top. That's the top. I'm not going up there, but there would have been a sound delay from. So if you're watching a slapstick thing, you'd have seen the smack and then heard it. It's like watching Bottom live at the NIA. That's a niche reference within a niche reference. But I'm sticking with it because that is my equivalent of ancient Greek theatre. So that's what it looked like. So we'd be stood behind, we'd just be looking at a wall from here.
Yeah.
Just a sheer wall. And then what was it, 20,000?
Yeah.
20,000 people that could fit in there. It's one of the biggest ancient theatres in Greece. It entertained the musical and dramatic Nemean games, which I've never heard of before, but that's the second time I've heard it today. As well as games in honour of Hera. And during the Roman era, was also used for games in honour of the emperor.
Like in, say, 4th century AD.
Yeah.
When you're walking, well, this bit wouldn't have been this bit, would it?
No, this would have been a big building.
That's a big,
Yeah.
tall facade thing.
Yeah.
With pillars and stuff. So if you were coming up that bit, which must have been a road then.
Yes, this must have been the access
Yeah.
to it, yeah.
So it's all quite claustrophobic because they're quite tall buildings.
Yeah.
And that corner especially.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
you had
you're
that
that
building
bit
there
taller.
and then this building
huge.
here.
Yeah.
Mad.
But it's, I say, what we've just said, it's mad that they just, between the 5th and 6th century, I think they said, AD,
Yeah.
they just stopped using it.
Yeah.
And they just left it basically to how it
I wonder
is.
if that had something to do with the spread of Christianity, because that was around the 5th century.
Maybe, but then plays and theatre seems to be a good way of conveying stories.
That's true.
Of the Messiah Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I wonder if Andrew Marr will cover it
Maybe he will.
in this series.
Well, we've learnt so much.
We have. This has
We
been a
have
very
to-
good one. It's just €3 each, and we still
Yeah.
haven't seen everything yet. We've still got to go to the Agora. So this is the Argos Agora, which is, I believe, the first site of a place where you looked in a book and it told you what they had in stock, and then he went in the back and got it.
It probably did work something similar.
Probably
to
did work
that.
something like that, but the Agora, I didn't know, means market.
Yes.
So this is the market of Argos, and is also included in the €3 price for everything we've just seen and everything we're about to see, which is all of this. And we've got it all to ourselves. Let's read.
Would have been there.
Another stop, another theatre. So that's all that they could find of a cenotaph, and they only know it's a cenotaph because of one 2nd century traveller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like us.
Like us, except
Humble travellers.
20 centuries
Yes.
later. But they don't know who it was for or what it looked like, because they couldn't find any other remains of it.
But they do know that whoever it was important.
Yes, as they would be to be in a cenotaph.
Yeah.
It's all well laid out and marked and things like that, but the problem is they haven't, I don't know whether it's because they've been closed for so long or what, but where they've cut out, where they've mown footpaths, they've left all the ruins covered. So it's difficult to fully see what they're talking about. No, but look, because all this is all something, and
Yeah.
there's old drain pipes, which you can still sort of see,
Yeah.
although that looks Roman, these look Roman to me. But it's all covered in long grass, you can't see most of it, which is a bit of a shame. And there's one information board I don't think we're going to be able to get to.
No.
So all over there, you see these walls a bit better, but all of that there was a great big building, which had was made up of galleries, big courtyard in the middle. They eventually turned it into the marketplace. That was the market. And then they built a gym in there,
Yeah.
and they built a swimming pool and baths. But then in the 3rd century, they kicked them all out because they wanted to turn it into houses. So that's what's just been going on since the 3rd century AD.
Is that what's called gentrification?
Is that gentrification? Kind of.
Kinda?
I'm not entirely sure. I've only ever heard gentrification used. I've only picked up its use from context. I've never looked at the definition of the word. I'm not so sure. Oh, that's where they kept the bears, look. Or the
found the
Rancor.
bears.
This is the Rancor pit. This is where the crime lords would drop people. Well, that's a well.
I love your imagination.
That's a big hole. Well,
Benjamin. I love it.
and there's the forgotten information board,
Yeah.
which I don't quite
Clearly not
know.
important to me.
Clearly not important. Well, because they don't want
Maybe
you
it
to.
explained that there were bears in that pit.
Exactly. I told you about the Rancor.
Can we get up this way?
I think we can. We're going to go get a coffee and then head back to the van.
Excuse me, yes.
Yes.
Come on.
Let's go.
Let's go.